Jesus changes everything. Like water reflects the face,
Wait.
so
I
one's
want to
life
hear
reflects
this.
the heart. He is love. Therefore, I should be loving. If you think about it, Jesus came to earth to walk a day in our shoes.
Bible study. We are back. It's a very special episode. We've got a new Christian body swap movie for you. Not the first one we've covered. We're about to tell you.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, we are back. Julian here with my co-hosts.
Scott.
And Ash?
Uh-oh.
Whoa, whoops. Huh?
Scott, take the shot, Scott.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious what happened here. Last night before I went to bed, I said a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Lord, please just let me be Julian.
And I said, Lord, please let anyone take my body, please. I'll take anything.
Yeah. Looking at you, it just feels like you have the perfect life. Like everything's just worked out for you. Look at you're wearing your hockey jersey.
Yep. Got Kevin Smith mode right now.
So it's been great to inhabit your body.
Yeah.
No,
you're wearing a.
Right.
I'm wearing a hockey jersey.
Yeah. This is wow. Okay. I feel better for the writers of this movie now.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
I would like to think that has there ever been like a body swap film? And Scott, I consider you somewhat of an expert.
Thank you.
Remember we watched that? There was that Wednesday downtown we watched, Ash, where it was the people trapped in the cage in the warehouse, and they had to like convince someone else to come in the cage.
Oh yeah,
and
right.
then they could leave, but that person was trapped in there.
That was funny.
Has there ever been one where it's like, oh, I can convince you to swap bodies with me to like, but then you're stuck in that body, and I'm just gonna fucking fuck off. So you better get somebody else to switch with you.
That's interesting. That almost reminds me more of like Parasite or like Body Snatcher type stuff.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a body swap.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. What was that Stephen Baldwin, Kyle MacLachlan movie? Scott, do you know this one? I think you said it.
The Hidden?
That's the one where he's the alien, right?
Yeah.
There's one where there's like a bunch of Stephen Baldwin clones.
Oh.
Talking about my fantasies.
Crap, what's that called? Hold on.
God, imagine getting double teamed by two Stephen Baldwins.
Oh, mama. Oh, mama.
This is what I'm going to do with your body, Julian.
Do whatever you want. It's not mine anymore.
Yeah.
Is it Exchange? Exchange.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the one.
yeah. That's
Wow.
where we watched that together. I forgot about that.
We didn't watch it together, but you sent it to me to watch.
Yeah, that one. Forgot about that.
Yeah, Scott is a bit of a body swap film connoisseur. One of his many genres he likes.
That is a genre I will just watch it blindly. You could just be like, it's body swap, and I'm like, okay, put it on.
I do really quick want to say before we get into it. So this is my first episode since being back from vacation.
Yes.
And I want to shout out, I met a Boys Bible Study listener in London.
Oh, yeah.
Really quickly. It was really cool. So like no doxo, but shout outs to Lily. You're
How
really
did that
sweet.
happen?
It was cool. We met at the airport.
How'd she recognize you?
She overheard you loudly speaking your opinion.
Yeah.
Well, you have to keep in mind, I'm the only one of the three of us who routinely post my likeness online. So I guess if like any of the three of us were to be recognized, it would more likely be me, for that reason alone. But yeah, it was just like, what a coincidence. And we were both at the airport at the same time. Unfortunately, it was when I was leaving, or else I would have loved to have like hung out.
A podcaster's dream come true.
I guess. But yeah, again, when you have a face for radio, you just don't expect to be recognized when you're out, especially in a foreign country.
We should create our own like VIP meet and greet.
Ooh, I would love that. I mean, we did the live show before. We should do another one.
Yeah, but we didn't charge people to hang out with us.
No,
afterwards.
that's a good.
And they were all just our
technically.
friends who've been our friends for our entire shitty lives.
But don't tell people the secret about Los Angeles is that you can actually sell out a small show, but just with people you've associated before. That's the whole reason people move here.
That is so incredibly difficult for most of the people who move
I
here
know.
to have a healthy, functional social life.
I know.
That's
I know.
not just a bunch of insane people literally looking for any opportunity to stab each other in the back.
No, I know. We honestly have to count our blessings. There's some people who came who didn't know us, but yeah.
People came, but they didn't hang out with us afterwards.
No.
And I think if we advertise it as something that is you can pay to hang out.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, Julian's also referencing part of the reason I went to London was I literally did a VIP meet and greet with Japanese idols, which I paid a ticket to hang out with them. And I actually did talk at length with a lot of them, with like 14 like 20-year-old Japanese girls. It was really fun. We were talking about all sorts of things despite our language barrier. We did a pretty good job. So we're going to do that next. But London's awesome.
Jolly good.
Yeah, for real. People talk insane there. Everything's insane there. It really is. Like there's just so many things. Me and Woodrow, my friend who went with me, walked by and we were just like, no, you can't do that. I saw a penny farthing bicycle like linked up to a bike chain outside of a shop, and I was like, no.
You used to be able to see that here.
You probably could.
Like 10,
I
15
never
years
have,
ago.
but I'm sure you probably could. And Woodrow literally saw, I sent you this picture, Julian, but Woodrow literally saw an anvil hung up by a rope hanging above a sidewalk. It was some
Acme prank. Did it say Acme?
Yes, it
on
was
it?
Looney Tunes ass country, man.
Did you see a half circle painted on a brick wall?
I probably wouldn't have seen it until it was too late, so I'm glad I did it.
That was why you trained to Stonehenge was delayed.
But yeah, I was on vacation.
Didn't you go to Stonehenge?
I'm back now. Yeah, I went to Stonehenge. It was so sick. It was honestly so sick. I was just saying to Julian, but they sell cans, gin and tonics and lagers at the gift shop, and you can just buy them and walk to Stonehenge and drink them.
What?
So
you can just
my
get
friend-
hammered at Stonehenge?
Yes, I literally did that. My friend Woodrow, who's a famous painter, was literally sat down and did like a study of Stonehenge, and I just sat next to him and drank gin and tonics and got drunk at Stonehenge. It was awesome. It was like
So
it was
cool.
so fun.
Love it.
So honestly, a great country, great hospitality, made a lot of friends, amazing food, kind of like a weird mirror image of our country because everyone speaks English, but they actually do have a different style of socializing that you don't really realize until you're immersed in it. But they have an almost
handshakes.
Japanese Japanese culture of politeness there. You have to like be constantly being like sorry.
Yeah.
Like it's very interesting.
Not here. We don't apologize
No,
for anything.
I actually-
That's why we
Nope.
revolutionized
No,
their asses.
When I was like getting my baggage at LAX, after I accidentally went like sorry to someone, and then I actually said in my head, don't apologize to these people anymore. You're back in America now. You have nothing to apologize for. But lovely country. But we're back. And we swap bodies.
We are so back. We are so swapped.
Yeah, we're swapped. We're completely discombobulated here. But yeah, this is Switch, Christian body swap movie.
Switched.
Switched. Oh, my bad.
s.which.ed.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Thanks.
I just
labeled
put
our
it like that
podcast
because I
section.
uploaded that when I was more paranoid about naming stuff. Those dots
Yeah.
aren't in the
Okay.
title. Yeah.
Sorry. Switched.
Switched.
Yeah.
This is Switched.
That's so funny because the first 15 minutes I was waiting for a fucking witch to show up.
Oh no,
And then until I just
I
forgot
wasn't.
about it.
I wasn't. Yeah, actually, the whole
Nice.
time I thought I was listening to that one Bon Iver Witch House album. um, no, I didn't. I knew what you were doing with that one, Scott. But can we remind our gentle listeners the other Christian body swap film we've watched in the past?
Me Again, starring
Yes.
David A.R.
Again.
White.
Me Again, I think, is the only Christian body swap movie we've done. We've done a couple Christian movies about people's like realities being fundamentally changed through prayer,
Yeah.
which is like
Yeah.
what Switched is about.
There's the Kevin Sorbo one where he switched. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
usually the
alternate
switching
realities.
lives. Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
life swap.
the Talking Heads kind of
Yeah.
movie. You hear that song in
Yeah.
the trailer.
And there's also, I mean, this is not a body swap at all, but there is a David A.R. White split screen twins movie, of course,
Right.
which is
Mercy
like
Streets.
Mercy Streets, which is, worth pointing out. But
Is that like a term in Christianity, Mercy Streets? Because I live down the street from a Mercy Street church.
oh,
But
really?
it says Mercy Streets.
I'm actually not familiar if that is like a common turn of phrase.
Interesting.
But maybe it is. Because I don't remember that like name ever being said in the film.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me
There's
just-
a
you know
lot
what?
of things called Mercy Street, apparently.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a trope, like a Christian
Like
naming
a-
trope.
What
Uh,
Eric Roberts was in that too, of course. He did a pretty good job in that too. We were, I think it was
Yeah,
before we were
King.
recording, but we were talking about Eric Roberts, how good he is and prolific in all types of things.
Yeah, we were
Yes.
just talking about how much we
Surprised
liked
he wasn't
him.
in Switched.
Yeah, really.
used to go-
Because we did get John Schneider and Denise Richards.
Yes. Yeah.
Are they married? No.
No. Do you think somebody's
Yeah.
married to John Schneider? That's crazy.
I mean, somebody was, wasn't they? And then, like, this whole family's just cut him out of their life.
Certainly
Yeah, that sounds
some
right.
of them did. Yeah. So in Switch, as is customary with many Christian films we cover, they throw in a couple attainable yet famous actors to hook us in. So I guess the first thing we can say about this film is that our celebrity guests are John Schneider and Denise Richards. And what a delight to see them both.
Yeah. Playing a married couple, right?
Yes. Yeah, they are acting opposite each other in this film as Katie Smart, one of the teen girls who gets swapped as her parents.
The mean girl, the most popular girl
Yeah.
in school.
Kitty Sharp.
Oh,
Katie
thank you.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Or,
Because they said that like a million times during the fucking,
Right, yeah. Yeah, Katie Sharp. And I got to say, John Schneider looking pretty good in this film. He was looking like a snack.
Something definitely happened to him between this film and the one where he shot the teenager.
Yes, between
Something has hit him very hard.
I know.
I don't know what it is. It kind of reminded me of like the sharp decline of a NFL player with CTE.
Yeah, I mean, I think. By the way, the film that was called To Die For, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the John Schneider film. A couple months ago, we reviewed a new John Schneider like auteur piece where he plays an alcoholic who's also like a lovable hero, lovable in quotation marks hero of like a Christian small town. It might just be one of those cases where like people basically look the same from the ages like 40 to 57, and then
Yeah.
they like between 57 and 60 there's like a huge incline or something.
I think there's like, because it's happening with Sorbo, it's happening to Jim Caviezel is at the very start of it, and it's happened to John Schneider. I think there's something about these like completely brainless, handsome guys who like suddenly alienate everyone who's essentially their like caretaker.
Right.
And then they have to start like doing things for themselves, but they've never had to learn how to do that.
And then that ages them quickly, like when how presidents always have gray hair after their like term.
Yeah. No one's around to tell them to drink water at any point throughout the day.
Yeah.
They're just becoming these dehydrated husks.
It's possible because honestly, I thought John Schneider was looking great in this film, but in To Die For, he looks genuinely like you want to perform a wellness check on him. I remember we were like, I remember when reviewing that film, we were like, this is one of the first movies I've ever seen where you've wanted to perform a wellness check on the actor. It's like, which could either be a testament to how good his acting is, or the fact that like the part was not a leap from his current mental state.
Yeah.
Because it was very troubling.
That movie's underrated.
Oh my God, so underrated. Like, you know, the people who listen to our show who've watched it and have commented, you know, said they loved it. I know we had some friends of ours who watched after we reviewed it and were like pretty blown away by it. So like, yeah, do not hesitate to watch that film if you haven't yet. And Denise Richards was in this film too. We got some Starship. She's in the category of Starship Troopers alumni who now do Christian films, of which there are multiple.
Have we seen any other Christian movies she's been in?
I don't think so. It sort of seemed like yes, but I don't remember.
I think she had a really small part in something. Let me just quick remind myself. I could swear, but I also might be thinking of the fact that we have seen like multiple films with Starship Troopers alumni.
Oh, true.
Her IMDb looks so good. She was recently in a movie called A Christmas Frequency.
Whoa, nice.
Is that like the movie Frequency? But
maybe.
Could be.
What's The Prayer Box? Did we do that one?
No.
Oh, shit.
She's just done a lot of
Did
stuff
we?
recently. I didn't realize how much she's been doing recently. That's kind of surprising.
She's working a lot. Yeah, they're not huge things, but
Prayer Box sounds really familiar. We definitely did the Prayer Box.
Oh, did it have a different title?
I don't know.
Because it had Reginald VelJohnson. It has the dad from
Wait a minute.
Family Matters. We 100%
No, we're thinking of the one.
I swear to God, we did.
There was one called like the Prayer Cube.
There was something with the Prayer Box.
It was called like
it
the
had
box.
a different title. Shit.
Maybe I watched this on my own. When did we start doing this podcast? This came out in 2018.
A few months ago, I think. Let's see.
Well, no,
we didn't
watched
get
that
serious
one.
about it until a few months ago.
Right. Well, we watched that one where it was like there's a girl who lives in a storage unit and she's like,
Yes,
do you see
but-
this? It's called the Prayer Box, but that's not the Prayer Box.
But
Okay.
we did watch the Prayer
Also
Box.
known as Wesley und die Gebet. That's what you're thinking of.
Now, do you remember?
Gebet?
No, I swear to God,
German
because
title.
I've seen this movie. It's got the dad from Family Matters.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah.
We
Oh, I
did not
did not
officially
see
watch
this.
it.
I did not see this. I would have
So
remembered.
you
This
must
is
have
a
watched
great
it on your
poster.
own.
This is a great poster.
A Box of Faith. That's the one that you're thinking
Box
of.
of
Box of
Faith.
Faith. Yes. How could you
is
confuse the two?
It's
I
hard to do this
swear we
podcast.
watched this. Man, there's a lot of good.
I have not seen the Prayer Box. I promise. I would
Okay, we're
remember
adding it to
Denise
the list.
Richards.
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah.
it next week, unless we have some other plans.
Did we ever watch A Matter of Faith, the movie where the guy goes to his daughter's college and debates creationism?
No,
we didn't watch
versus
that one yet.
No, we
Okay,
should.
that one I did. It's Cristiano.
Yeah, I know you saw
maybe.
that.
Okay, awesome.
That one's good. I'm looking at the people also watch section. Man, I feel crazy. I could have sworn. I mean, I guess it was just the time when I would only watch movies like this before we were.
Yeah,
Oh, the Prayer Box is on Tubi.
let's watch it for next week.
Thank
But
She
yes.
must live in Kentucky because this movie took place in Louisville. The Prayer Box was filmed around Brownsville, Kentucky, which is near Louisville, near Mammoth Cave. I've always wanted to go there. If any listeners want to pay for me to fly out to Louisville and go there, you can, pay the VIP fee and go on a little cave tour with me.
Well, something to look forward to. So yeah, those are our celebrity guests in Switched. But yeah, they play the parents of Katie Sharp, a
The
teen
most
influencer
popular
who's also
girl
a
in
mean
school.
Yes. but she's one of our two protagonists. But the other protagonist is Cassandra Evans.
Boo.
Yeah, this hoe is ugly.
Nerd.
Just kidding. She's like so beautiful, but in typical teen movie tropes, like you can't even get mad at this because it's just like a fun teen movie trope. She has glasses.
And she has social anxiety.
She has social anxiety, which I just want to say, everyone out there, if you have social anxiety, it's a you problem.
Yeah.
No one likes you.
Join the fucking club. That doesn't make you special.
If you have social anxiety, it's because something in your heart or mind is defective and wrong.
Yes. And we're all mad at you for it.
Yeah, we're really mad at you. And we act nice to your face, but as soon as you leave the room, we're all like, wow, that guy has anxiety.
We're all texting about you.
Yeah, and it would be best for us to even when you leave the room, if you could just keep focusing on that anxiety and how you fucked up the vibe.
Yeah. Vibe skunker.
Yeah.
You skunked the vibe.
Unfortunately, yeah. But yeah, this is the story of Cassandra Evans and Katie Sharp and how they switch bodies after an ill-fated prayer, after
Yes.
a prayer gone wrong.
ill-fated
Be careful what you pray for. It
Yeah.
might just come true. This is cool. I started thinking about Christian Face Off during this
Ooh.
and how
Ooh.
awesome Face Off is. Because
Whoa.
in Face Off, were you there when we watched Face Off?
No, I've never seen that one.
It's so cool because
Oh,
not
Face Off
only
was
is
awesome.
there was it was definitely two movies that were combined into one.
Ooh.
Because Scott, if you recall, there's the whole plot of the cop getting his face swapped with his like arch rival nemesis terrorist who he's been after his whole career.
Yeah, awesome.
But then there's also, after that face swap happens, the cop who's either Nicolas Cage or John Travolta, I can't really remember.
Yeah.
Which is also funny because John Travolta is a really bad actor and he's just doing an insane Nicolas Cage impression.
Yeah.
And like Nicolas Cage is
That sounds
kind of
cool.
like actually playing a character and then they have to like swap and act like the other person was
Right.
acting. It's a very, very funny movie. But after they get swapped, the undercover cop who now looks exactly like the terrorist for fucking reasons I don't even remember. He gets caught and sent to a jail that is like completely magnetized, and they all have like steel boots. And that's how they like control the prisoners. Is a
Yeah,
completely like magnetized prison that they're all just like stuck to the floor when they turn on the like magnets. It's very
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely like they were going to use that for a cool prison escape thriller, but there just wasn't enough meat to turn it into a
Yeah.
whole film.
So it's like
So they're like, we'll
30
use it as a
minutes in
set
Face
piece
Off. Yeah.
in Face Off. Yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty cool. I was thinking about, if these girls got like swapping your face with the like number one atheist in the world, the most wanted atheist in the world. The atheist swaps faces with the Christian because the Christian's a criminal in a world where Christianity is outlawed. And then you get sent to the prison in Antarctica where all the Christians are held from that
yeah.
one movie.
Oh, no, or even
Yes.
better, the atheist is trying to infiltrate heaven because, as we know, atheists
There you go.
Don't actually not believe in God. That's impossible. They hate God, so they're trying to infiltrate heaven.
Yes, the ultimate terrorist organization,
Mm-hmm.
heaven,
God.
Yeah.
to
Oh,
take
I thought you were
down
gonna say
God.
atheists.
Well, because in this movie, Christians would be illegal,
Yeah.
so the Christian is the bad guy,
Right.
and the atheist has gone undercover.
Yeah. But we know the
Face Off
atheists
has
made
prayed.
Christianity
They
illegal
were like-
because they hate God.
And it goes to a lab where we have this very experimental procedure. You're going to pray at the same time as this Christian, and you're going to swap bodies. We do not recommend it. We haven't figured out all the kinks with praying.
Well,
Yeah. It was weird, not to jump way ahead, but it was strange that Cassandra kind of took on this opinion of like, I was selfish to pray that my enemy would understand what it's like to live a day in my shoes. Because she was both
Said
like,
not.
I did the wrong thing, but also she clearly did the right thing because it permanently changed her life for the better.
Is that not what you're supposed to do?
Right?
Like pray for a change of heart from somebody that you disagree with or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
don't like or is hurting someone?
Right. And then it's
This
up
was-
to God how to handle it. And God did the best thing possible, which is give you a body swap.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't say, I wish to swap bodies with
No.
Katie Sharp.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
She prayed. God was the one who did that. So then don't throw God under the damn bus.
Also, yeah, God's sick sense of humor was like, I know your life is miserable and this person is constantly bullying you, but I'm going to put you in their body to show you how easily you could become a bad person.
right.
Like, what was the point of that lesson?
I know. This is one of the fundamental
It's like,
weaknesses
my life
of Switch.
sucked already. Why are you teaching me a lesson?
That was an interesting angle, though, that I have not seen in a body swap movie, period, though. Of being like fundamentally, if you're in this type of body, you will turn bad unless you're extremely careful.
Yeah.
Yes. This was one of Switch's fundamental. It made it interesting, but it was also one of its weaknesses, which we'll unpack a bit more. But they really just didn't have anything on Cassandra in order to like give her a compelling character growth. Like the best they could come up with is that like she actually did have the perfect life, so she shouldn't have like wished to be a different girl.
Right.
They tried to tie it to her sort of being jealous of Katie because she like had a lot of followers and stuff, and but that would have meant getting rid of her like loving family and perfect life in it. But like her problem was she was too perfect, basically.
Yeah.
But a bit
She was
weak.
like nervous about performing, and for some reason, like being
Yeah.
Katie helped her conquer that for no reason.
yeah,
They were just like nice to each other at the end, which was like what the point of it was.
yeah.
But is it a Christian movie if God is portrayed as a like someone that like essentially grants wishes and
I
like
know.
causes like dark magic hijinks?
I know.
They straight up just like wish to be back in each other's bodies at the end, and God is like, okay. I mean, you never see God in this film, but God it seems to be more like a trickster demon than
Yes.
the Christian God we know and fear.
I know. I mean, that's an interesting point about basically like any Christian film about God granting a wish. Whenever we see that manifested in a film, we realize that it is really just like black magic. Like in in the film where the boy in Believe, when the
Yes.
boy prays and then the veteran's legs just grow back. It's like so scary. And you're like, if God actually did that, like a big critique of Christianity is like, oh, well, if God is all powerful and real, why can't you just like pray like The Secret? Why can't you pray that there's an elephant there and then an elephant will
Yeah.
show up? It's like, if that actually happened, it would be terrifying and it would
It
be
would
like
be terrifying.
witchcraft.
I would become a Christian immediately.
Well, sure, but it'd be terrifying.
It's also funny in these movies that's like used as like an example of how powerful God is.
right.
But it's like that doesn't happen.
But it doesn't happen. It literally just doesn't happen.
I'm not it's not like I'm
You're
not like
supposed
watching
to-
a fucking documentary.
You're supposed to simultaneously acknowledge that doesn't happen, but also be like, it could happen because
It could
God-
happen one day. It happens all the time. You just don't hear about it.
right.
It's just weird to me that the whole premise of this movie is based on God just being like, I'm going to swap your souls.
Did
Well,
y'all think
like,
it was more?
I know, like, oh, there's all this emphasis on like, oh, God has a purpose for you, and your soul is special, and it's like specially put inside this body or whatever. And then you can just God one day can just be like, I'm going to switch you guys real quick.
That said, though, was it more believable that they prayed and got a body swap and then prayed and got out of it, or that while body swapped, the popular girl heard her swappies mom's radio in her car, and it was Christian radio, and she was like, "Whoa!" Like she was like, it like opened her
That's a good
mind
point.
and heart to it. Like just hearing random Christian radio, she was like, "Whoa, what did that say?"
That is the one of the most unbelievable things about this film was that, and also that a Aryan high school, like popular high school girl in Louisville, Kentucky would be a devout atheist.
Well,
And the like quote unquote alt kid in this high school is like a devout Christian.
so really quick, I just want to set up who these two girls are. I think it's pretty obvious, but just to put it out there. So again, we have Cassandra Evans, and as I said, she's a nerdy girl. She wears glasses. She plays guitar. She is about to audition for Juilliard. These, I believe, are supposed to be high school seniors. She's going to audition for Juilliard by singing some fucking like really stupid acoustic song about like being a sparrow. I don't think they let you into Juilliard. For
Some
that.
two riff song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what goes on at Juilliard? I thought you had to
I
be
don't
like
think so.
like a classical clown or like a
Like a
opera
ballerina.
singer or ballerina.
Yeah,
You're not singing like America's Got Talent
Yeah.
original
No.
compositions.
No, I don't think the West has fallen that
Yeah.
far that like that they let that into Juilliard.
Yeah, you either have
I'm
to be
sorry.
some kind of freak or like an early onset hipsterism victim.
Yeah.
Well-
She's going to like Grand Canyon University or something. Their arts department.
Yeah. So that's happening, and simultaneously, Cassandra is intimidated by Katie Sharp, who is a girl at her high school who is a professional influencer. This is her career. Her parents, John Schneider and Denise Richards, are fully bought into this career. They actually, the family business is managing her brand. And, she has millions of followers for her makeup tutorials, which have just basically devolved into her like doxing and pranking other girls in school for content. It's very toxic. But this actually did make me think like it must kind of be crazy to like be in high school where like some of your friends will randomly have like 100,000 followers on TikTok or whatever.
It's got to be a
Yeah.
fucking
It's gotta be a nightmare, right? Because like
Yeah.
I it sucks to say like even as an adult, like it doesn't like I'm like a grown ass man, it doesn't get me that much. But when I was still an adult but younger, like when I was making music when I was in college, I remember being like meeting people who like had all these followers, and I just like didn't think their music was good, and I was like, ah man, like I should have those followers. And now I'm older, and I'm like I don't want those people. Like I don't want followers.
Yeah.
But imagine being in high school, or in like a middle school, and like literally some of your friends are just like famous on TikTok. It probably happens.
That's bad.
That's bad
for you. Very,
for
very
you,
bad.
for them, for everyone. Like what a nasty scene.
It's scary because it's like it's so recent, such a recent phenomenon
No.
that it's like we truly do not know the implications
No.
of it. I mean, I don't want to be like a Luddite,
Well,
but it really does seem like there's not. I mean, other than it's easier to find community.
once we figure out what's going on with that, though, if it is upsetting, that'll be like good primetime content,
Yes, absolutely. That's what we're doing it for.
Yeah. But it's just like, kids at school, girls, but also boys, but like just the story of girls, like, oh, girls comparing to each other, who's the prettiest, who's the skinniest, who has the most friends, who has the cutest boyfriend or whatever. Like that's like a traditional part of the high school experience. But
Yeah.
now you straight up have a meter that's like, oh, someone's number is higher than it's like your social credit is literally just higher than someone else's.
I mean,
and that's like another
fucking
thing.
Awful.
Yeah, it's true.
It was like my last 2 years of high school when like Facebook was around,
Right. Yeah.
and it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Looking back, it was like a fucking nightmare.
It was, yeah. So, I feel for these girls, but now it's like, oh yeah, this girl at school has a better life than me because she has 100,000 followers who are, mind you, are all pedophiles.
Yes.
Yes. but it's the high school kid isn't seeing that anyway. Drastic.
She just sees a graph going up, a line going up on a graph.
Yeah.
Yes.
Numbers.
She's trying to get
numbers.
hired at Glam Slam. Katie
Glam
Sharp.
Slam.
Was it ever clear like what Glam Slam was? It was like they just kept saying Glam Slam.
Like Teen Vogue or something.
What about Glam Slam?
Oh, don't worry about Glam Slam.
Yeah, and she was going to be like
Something like
a
that.
personality or something, but they really wanted her because she was mean to people.
Right.
Yes.
But it wasn't even like they never showed anything. They were like, "Oh, I've made my fame off of being mean to people." Like she's fucking like Jeffrey Ross, like a roast Comedy Central roast person. It wasn't like she was doing anything particularly astounding when it came to being mean to people. It wasn't funny. It wasn't like
Yeah, but
No,
you don't usually see the most popular blonde girl at high school, who's from Kentucky, like set up a prank to dump spoiled milk from the biology class
That's
onto
true.
the
on a
unpopular
person
girl.
of color.
Yeah, in school live. That's you
And
don't
then-
normally see
yeah,
that.
And
That's
then
true.
she posted on The Social, and it gets like 5 million views. And The Social, mind you, is the fictitious social network in this
Is that what it
film.
was called?
Yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
thought that was just the mom of the unpopular girl just kept saying The Social.
No,
No.
Katie is also, she's a star on The Social. She has like
Oh.
5.4 million followers or whatever, or like 4.5 million
Okay.
followers on The Social. But it's like the one, it literally is like, it's like, I now believe this movie takes place in communist China.
Yeah.
It's like the government approved social network that
Yeah.
like teens are popular on there, but also like the mom uses it to reconnect with a school friend. It's like if there were only Facebook.
That
If
was
Facebook
also-
were the only social network.
That was very
Yeah.
funny having her like 41-year-old mom in a movie that takes place in 2020 was like, "Oh my God, you're right. I could reconnect with somebody on The Social."
Yeah.
Like as if she hasn't had, like she's had access to Facebook for
Yeah.
half of her life.
Well, those are the kind of giveaways that let you know that it is a real Christian movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just those weird, it's those little things where it's just like we talked about this with Jingle Smells, and anytime we do a Christian comedy,
Yeah.
it's just like your jokes are based off some joke about like old people
Yes.
from like 20 years ago, and you like thought it was the greatest joke of all time. It's like I still can't put it into words, and we've seen it so many times.
Yeah, but it's like it's like whisper down the alley of jokes, and it's also applying things that are true for old people, but making young characters say them is like
Yeah.
a very Christian movie thing.
It's just a complete unawareness that society has changed over time and you're in it now. And by making these jokes, you are outing yourself as the old person.
Absolutely, but it's like a young person who directed. The funny thing about these movies is like it's not like brutally old people directing or whatever. You know, it's usually younger people, but I don't know if they're pandering or that really is just like the extent of their cultural connoisseurship.
I think
Pandering.
they just see that.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe both. They like see they want people to laugh, but then they only know like what's a safe joke to make about something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Reminds me of if I were to have a job, mayhaps I had a employer once who really wanted to make jokes about the TSA and really rake them over the coals, and it was like, what year is this?
Oh, I finally did my
Yeah.
TSA pre-check the other day. Which involves like you go to Staples and like you sit on their office furniture and look at your phone for 30 minutes past the time that you were scheduled for. And then you go up and they just go, "Is this your information?" And you go, "Yep." And then you sign something, and then then you don't have to take your shoes off
And you
at
can
the
skip
airport.
TSA.
Yeah.
That is really crazy.
Come
There's just
on.
like a weird honor system.
Yeah. Oh, you also pay
What is it?
$78,
What's the-
so it's like That's the
We
thing.
did. Some people spent a long time trying to figure out how to make the acronym Patriot work for the Patriot Act, and here we are, just letting anybody back through TSA.
Yeah.
Come on.
You just have to know to go to Staples and have $78. That's it.
Ugh.
That's cool.
Good enough.
So after, we get a bunch of time to live with these two girls and see how, Katie Sharp is like just ruining Cassandra's life and like the lives of people at the school. She's posting videos of like kids at high school who didn't look in the mirror before they left the house today. She's like roasting people's clothes. You could always be like the target of one of her videos if you went to her public high school.
So I feel like you would be expelled.
I think you would be. You can't do that, especially if you have millions of followers, as this like movie suggests. Like she's literally her parents are building a brand off of like mining other students at public high school for content
She
online.
wouldn't go to school.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Well, this movie, as it's an old person thing that suggests that the internet and real life are both completely intertwined, but also like completely separate. Like no one at the school has any say on her. It's not a real savvy understanding of how like social media interacts with people's lives.
Like the principal definitely saw this. They definitely saw.
Yeah.
The principal wasn't even a character in the movie, were they?
That's the
No, I
thing, is
don't think we
they're
met the
all
principal.
they're all following Katie Sharp. She runs the
love Katie
school.
Sharp, yeah.
She's the real fucking principal. But it is,
Yeah.
as you were saying, it is like such a strange, especially like Christian thing, but you see this in everything, where there's a line later on where one of the moms was like, you're gonna look back on this when you're in real life and realize like certain things in high school didn't matter or whatever. And it's like, this is real life. Like,
Yeah, right.
I know that it's a different part of real life, but
And you do
Right.
grow
this is-
up.
you
but-
do mature and stuff, but like high school is real life.
Yes.
Social media is real life. Like things you do there impact your life for
Yes.
like the
Yeah.
rest of your time on Earth.
Yeah.
Like it's not like,
These were very formative, impactful times.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And most people don't ever truly leave high school. Like
Yeah.
99% of people do not leave high school.
No, at least in some way, mentally, at
mentally.
least.
Yeah.
No, it's true because it's like I want to say that it doesn't matter. I think the people I like to surround myself with, it doesn't really matter. But the honest truth is that a lot of people will spend the rest of their life trying to reenact and get vengeance for or replicate things that happened to them in high school. So,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I do too. I just don't see it, but I really don't think so.
I would like to think I don't, but I probably do in certain ways.
Yeah. So take it seriously to all of our high school age listeners
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Try to
Do
be as
not-
cool as possible.
Also, do not buy tickets to the VIP meet and greet.
If you think you'll forget that you body swapped, I don't think you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if it's just for like 3 days,
Yeah.
that's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life.
I think so.
That would suck to body swap with somebody and then like it's over and you have to be like friends because you have this shared trauma of having your fucking body swapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the only two people who believe each other, too.
Yeah, and the thing is you don't really. The reason you're getting swapped is because you don't really have anything that in common to begin with. In fact, you
Right.
probably don't even like each other.
It's like coworkers, basically.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of it, but I saw a Lifetime movie at some point that was a body swap movie where one of the swappers immediately told her mom and she just immediately believed her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm swapped now. Instead of being like, yo, we're taking you to the mental hospital.
That happened in this movie. What's the name of the not cool kid?
Cassandra.
Cassandra. Yeah. So after she swapped into Katie Sharp's body, she goes to her home and she just immediately says, I am not Katie Sharp. They don't believe her.
Right.
But these kids were, I mean, in some ways that was pretty realistic. But they were really making it known that they had their bodies swapped
I know.
for like the entire movie. You are constantly reminded that their bodies have been swapped.
Every
This is
single
someone
scene,
else in this body.
every single scene, they would be like, and I mean her,
Yeah.
like
That's a pretty good bit, honestly.
Or
Yeah.
like, you can't wear that. I wouldn't wear that.
Yeah.
That was going on until like the end of the movie.
Yeah. What are some funny hijinks that happened after the young women swapped bodies?
well, the funniest was when Katie Sharp swapped into Cassandra's body. And I gotta say, the original actress who played Cassandra, the loser, she did a great job. She did like best job
Yeah.
of any actor in this.
Yeah, very good
Um,
actor.
They once Katie Sharp in Cassandra's body finds out that Cassandra's older brother was
Yup.
the previous most popular boy in high school, she like fangirls out and is being very suggestive. She's like, "No, I'm going home with your brother, and like I'm gonna fuck him." Basically, as you, his sister.
Your brother is Clay Evans?
Yeah, Cassandra Evans, Clay Evans.
Oh, wow. I would have never guessed that. He's like so cool.
Okay, don't forget you are me.
You know, maybe I'll be okay going back to your house after all.
That's my brother. And you have a boyfriend.
Yes, I wrote in my notes, she's going to fuck her own brother with like eight question marks. Yeah, that was what the movie is like. Ooh, now I get to be close to your brother. It's like using your like sister's body. Like
They
he's
should
not
have
gonna
all
fuck
the,
you.
you know how they kept having all the emojis like pop up.
Yeah.
They should
Oh,
have,
yeah.
like, all the like squirt emojis pop up.
Eggplant emoji.
Yeah.
Let's just say she's gonna try to get the clothes out from the very back of the dryer as soon as she gets home.
Help!
I'm
stuck.
But that was very, very creepy. That was a moment of the movie where I was like, okay, you don't understand how to write a body swap
Yeah.
movie. Like if you're doing like Incest Panic and like a Christian body swap movie, it's like there's not anything else you can think of other than this.
Also, you got to show this stuff because we got to see this pan out if she's really gonna like try to fuck
I know.
her brother as the sister, because that is the biggest repercussions of them all.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
real.
Has there been a body swap movie like that where they body swap and one person just immediately does something really fucked up, and then like half the movie is they swap back, and the second half of the movie is just like having to deal with that?
They're only swapped for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, just immediately do something horrible and then they swap back.
Yeah. That would be good, but it's not. This movie at all basically works out for the best for them. But yeah, I thought the fucking the brother thing was very funny. There is this very kind of stupid plot arc where Cassandra is really enjoying being Katie. Like
Yes.
the moment she feels a bit of social power, that power corrupts like basically instantly.
Yeah.
And she just enjoys having an excuse to kind of be mean and push other people around instead of like getting Katie to learn.
Yeah. I guess the point of that was to show how everyone surrounding Katie was like turning her into this
Yeah.
person,
It
but
was like
there was
a
also like a
self-fulfilling.
lot of
Oh,
like she was already that way, so of course she's surrounded by these people.
Yeah.
Like
I felt
the
like it was
reason
like
she became
absolute
this
power
way.
corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, but it's like kind of disregards the fact that she was. I mean, I guess it's a big part of the message was how like she was mean one time on social media and on the social, and it like went crazy. Like they
Yeah.
didn't really. They tried to say something about like like how negativity makes you popular on social media, but they didn't really like go all the way. It was
Oh,
really
right. There is
confusing
the
what they were
surprise
trying to
that
say.
it turns out that Katie Sharp initially got started doing makeup tutorials. That's why she's
Yeah.
so good at makeup, which means just doing makeup apparently. And she then said something mean about somebody once, and then she blew up, and then realized that's how you get the followers.
But it wasn't like I thought her parents were going to be a bigger part of like why does she act this way, because her parents are very like much like you need to keep doing this.
Yeah.
But then as soon as she stops, they're like, oh, you're doing even better numbers now that you're nice. Like,
They're very capitalistic. They just want to see numbers.
Yeah.
Hey, your latest video, outperforming everything.
You watched that?
What? No, but the analytics are amazing. I tell you what, girl, you keep this up and you are a shoo-in for the Glam Slam job. A shoo-in.
The thing about this movie was that it felt like it was going to go directions with things like that, and then it always just went like halfway and then turned around and never really committed to a direction. Like, yeah, I thought that the parents were way too like open to her switching up her brand after all.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't actually really see like the idea that the parents said they quit their jobs to manage her brand, but they didn't really seem that. I mean, they were just sort of comic relief characters, but I just felt like they would have had actually more of a stake in this than they acted in the movie. It was just like kind of non-committal.
Yeah.
My idea, I assumed that the movie was going to be resolved with like the two of them faking doing a video concept where it was like, I walked a day in the shoes with like an unpopular girl.
Yeah.
To like build up Katie's brands. Like
That'd been good.
They could have done the whole movie about that.
Yeah.
Like that could have literally been like the entire movie, and they would have probably had enough meat to write it out. I just thought that was going to happen. And then all these other like confusing things were happening. I was like, okay, like what is this about?
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Yeah, or just letting Cassandra in Katie Sharp's body go further and harder as Katie. Like she one-ups her or something.
I really liked the youth group meeting because that was basically an episode of Jubilee.
That was a funny thing to come up where she's like, I'll give you your password to the social back if you go to youth group for me.
Yeah.
And they had like hold up little signs made of paper plates and popsicle sticks that just said like yes or no or what was it?
Yes, the popular brother, he's Christian, he leads youth group.
He leads the all-girl youth group.
Yeah. And the high school girls want to fuck him even though he's like a washed up like 26-year-old.
Yeah.
Sounds like a youth group.
Real, yeah. And yeah, but as Julian said, it was like the YouTube show Jubilee where they just like ask yes or no questions and like have to hold up a sign.
Yeah.
He was kind of like a Bob Revere character. He was a Bob Revere brother.
He's a Bob Revere brother. Yeah.
He could do
was
no
sort of
wrong.
like-
He was perfect. He was so good. He was so nice. He was popular because he was so good and nice and perfect.
And that was so interesting about his character. And, you know, he was a minor character and mostly just played to like, you know, give Cassandra, you know, just someone to tell the lessons of the movie to Cassandra to make it easy for Nimrods such as ourselves to understand.
Shout out Nimrod.
But shout out Nimrod, our boy.
Nimrod.
Yeah, we talked about him on the Dante's Inferno episode. But it was kind of funny because his character synthesized the two girls. Like the whole premise of this movie was like being a mean popular girl is at odds with being Christian. Therefore, like being popular is somehow at odds with being Christian.
Yeah.
But, you know, Cassandra might not have the popularity, but she strives for different things. But then her older brother was just like, oh, he was popular and a jock and a devout Christian, and he was nice. He just completely synthesized. He
Crazy.
proved that there was no conflict, really.
Never seen it before.
Right.
A popular Christian in a
I
high
know.
school in a red state
I know.
who's mean to people.
I think it's possible. I don't know. Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. There's some funny lines just sort of out of context, but from this switching scene. I wrote down, have you seen your social numbers? You're viral. That's the type. That's the level of dialogue we're getting in this
Yeah.
film here. You know, again, mind you, this is a Christian film about social media. I think they should have watched the movie Persona together.
Yes.
I think they would have really enjoyed that. This
Like,
is
well,
the
they could-
closest thing to a Christian persona we've ever
the
gotten.
artist, the artsy kid could show the popular one like, oh, see, there is art stuff you would like. And
Yeah,
it's
right.
like- and the popular
Yeah.
one could be like, oh, see, it can be fun to make social media
Yeah,
videos.
like to dress yourself.
Yeah.
That was so weird. There was this whole thing where like that's what these movies should be about. Like it's so easy to write a Switch movie, and I just feel like this movie like didn't get it at all. It's like the point is like that this girl, okay, so Cassandra, she's beautiful, and her whole thing is like, I don't know, I just like wear sweatpants, like I don't know how to do makeup, like I don't know how to
Yeah.
do my hair. But like Katie could have been like, you know, let me like, you know, you're a beautiful girl. Like you would feel better about yourself if you like put a little more effort into you know, taking care of your physical appearance. Like, yeah, you don't need it to be popular, but you might find that you feel better about yourself if you do it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like that would have been a nice lesson for a kid to teach. This is like teen movie writing 101. Here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything groundbreaking here. And you know, Cassandra could have been like, there's other ways to fucking express yourself other than
Yeah.
being mean online.
Right.
You could write gay little folk songs.
I did think it was believable. Like they pulled it off that Katie ended up being like, oh, like your brother and mom genuinely care about you. I don't have that. Like
Yeah.
normally that falls flat, and they did pull it off. I thought, like,
They did.
I bought it.
agree. Yeah, that's a really good point. And that is a huge like dramatic aspect of this film. You know, that parents should you know, be interested in the happiness of their children. But okay, so here's one thing I do want to say though, is that to play like devil's advocate on behalf of the Sharp family, there's this whole subplot where Katie's like, you know, my parents never actually asked me what it is I want.
Yeah.
Well, that may be true, and like things can change over time, but like the parents are all in on Katie's successful money-making business of being
Yeah.
an influencer. I mean, yes, one could be like, oh, the parents are like freeloading off of Katie, but also it's like they seem to be assisting with managing her career in a very functional way. They've quit their jobs to do it. They're running it like being an influencer. Yeah, it's very easy to parody because it's like shallow and sometimes very stupid, but like it is an actual career that you have to put like time and effort into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna sit there and tell me that the Costco guys aren't waking up at 6 a.m.
yeah, exactly.
to go to Costco and film some more videos.
There was a behind the
That takes
scenes
effort.
video of them that like went kind of viral. It's like the dad like coaching the kids on like how to
I
how to
heard about
act.
this.
Yeah,
It's, like,
it's
crazy,
pretty
right?
cool. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know, because again, I see that and I'm like, I mean, when it involves kids, there's something just inherently sad about it. Because to see kids working is like
Yeah.
sad,
Yes.
but like kids work all the time.
Yeah.
Child actors, like child influencers, and like yeah, they have to grow up kind of fast because they are like working, like they have to be on the clock like a lot, but that is a choice they're making. And
In some
more than
cases.
ever. In
Some
fact,
cases.
I just read earlier today that child labor has gone up like 475% in the U.S. since 2015.
That is awesome.
They love it.
yeah, that's interesting.
You can't
love
keep
it.
them away from it.
Well, on some level, it has to be like. There's also been studies that say like the number one career that Zoomer like or not even Zoomer like alpha kids want is to be like a streamer
yeah.
or an influencer. So on some level, they all in the back of their mind think like, oh, I want to be an influencer. So therefore, some of them who actually have parents who are like evil-minded enough to figure out a way that they can do it,
yeah.
like the Costco guys who that I believe the father is a former professional wrestler. So
makes sense.
he had an understanding of how to like leverage personality for like to build these kind of like cartoonish personas for social media and do them. Like he's able to coach his kids to do that.
If this movie wanted to be accurate with this, then John Schneider should have been at the party with Katie Sharp and her friends and
like filming them.
True.
Filming them and like sort of like buying them alcohol.
You're so right.
Like there's no reason any parent would be that involved in a child's like social media thing unless they were deep down had a dark, rotten soul.
Yeah, which they kind of tried to get at because they kept having Denise Richards' character say stuff like, "Oh no, you have to do this because like this is what I always wanted when I was a girl."
Oh, right, yeah.
But they played at that, but they didn't go far enough in. They could have gone a little darker with it, I think.
The party scene was a really good concept, and they did not go hard enough with it, basically. Because in the party, they get there's no drinking because it's a Christian movie, which is stupid. Just put it in there. Who gives a fucking shit? Just make it seem bad. Fine.
Gramps does it.
Yeah.
He puts drinking in his movies.
True.
Is there anywhere in the Bible that says like you have to be 21 to consume alcohol?
No, Jesus just turned the water to wine.
Specifically.
Yeah, that's it. And if they had been filming it, like the fact that video, everybody's filming that, right? Them getting into a fight, the two body swapped girls, and then they're like yelling at each other for being body swapped, being completely open about it, which is awesome. Right. And then they're like, this is all going viral, and then her parents are mad. Like they should be. I genuinely thought they were going to be like, this is the best thing you've ever done.
I know.
Yeah.
This is really where the movie jumps the shark. It's the parents claim to understand that being mean and just acting out and doing basically debasing yourself for attention, they think it's good until it gets too bad. This is almost like Aaron Sorkin style or whatever. Like there always hits a point in entertainment where somebody finally does something and it's just too bad. What's one thing we learned from this living in the 2020s? You cannot cross the line.
Yeah.
You can always move the goalposts worse and worse for yourself. That's what everybody does. There is never a line.
You will literally find a market anywhere for you, no matter how disgusting you are.
You can always move the line. You can always move the goalposts.
Isn't like Matt Gaetz under investigation for like human trafficking, and he's like
I don't know that story.
Keynote speaker at the Republican convention?
Yeah,
I mean,
Hulk Hogan was like sitting on a bed shitting himself talking about rotten sushi while he like fucked his friend's wife,
and he's
like they're like, we got Hulk Hogan coming
for the
out.
convention. I know.
Yeah.
Well, this is I think I've used this example on the pod before, but you know the movie The Dead Zone?
Yeah.
And basically at the end of the movie, you know, when the presidential candidate, he like picks up a child and tries to use the child as the human shield to defend himself. And like that, everyone's like, he can no longer be president.
Yeah.
Republicans, Democrats, we all agree this guy is gone too far. That will never happen. That
no.
movie is naive.
If Trump did that today, they would be like, check out this brave baby sacrificing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If Trump, if the assassination happened while the Costco guys were on stage, if the assassination attempt happened and like Trump picked up the Rizzler to try to block the bullets, like literally he would be so popular.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing. And it's just so funny to look back on basically any art about like sociableness in the 2020s and just be like, you guys were all wrong.
Yeah.
None of you actually understand human nature.
I mean, like, like literally a week ago, I mean, not to turn this into like fucking Pod Save America, but like a week ago, Trump went to like a military graveyard and was like campaigning against all rules, like in violation of all rules, and like his security like shoved some lady to the ground who tried to stop them.
It was like, please don't take
member
pictures.
Of the military who tried to stop them, and like Trump's just like, fuck them.
Yeah.
My numbers will go unchanged.
And there was like one day
They
on
literally
Twitter
said
where
she
like
was crazy. They said she was having a mental health episode. It doesn't matter. It fucking doesn't
no,
matter.
it doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so that was. I mean, this is a Christian movie. They're just like they don't acknowledge some of these truths about
Yeah.
human existence. But yeah,
Well-
I would have liked. Anyway, go on, Scott.
Here's another example. So I went to get my flu and COVID vax last week, and
Okay.
my
I'm
said
sorry
to
to
By
hear
the way,
that.
if Scott drops dead during the recording of this podcast, we know why.
Yeah.
But go on.
well, I couldn't. Don't worry, I couldn't get the COVID one. I just ended up getting flu.
Oh, okay.
The acceptable vax, I think. But they had stickers there that said I'm brave or so I was brave or something like that. So I offered my daughter, "Do you want to get the flu vaccine too?" Knowing she probably wouldn't, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Can I still have a sticker though?" And I was like, "No, this sticker says I am brave. Like if there were stickers that said I am a coward, then sure you could have a sticker." And then the nurse comes over to give me the shot and she's like, "Oh, and do you want a sticker? Actually, do you want 2 more stickers?" She gave her like 3 stickers. And I was like trying to
Well,
explain to her
come
this is
on.
called stolen valor, and she didn't care because she got the stickers.
You're like, and this nurse is here. She's not allowing you to give accountability to your daughter.
I know.
She's
And
just giving them away.
I'm like, what do I say? I'm like, yes, the nurse is the expert, but you should not have this sticker.
Yes. It's man, it's tough. The messages are coming from all sides. They're very contradictory. It is tough to be a God-fearing parent out there. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to say just about the unrealisticness of this movie, and I understand the movie had to end this way. I get it. Her numbers are not going to go higher by her being nice at the end.
No, absolutely
No.
not.
I love the
And
Christian
doing
movie.
the fucking videos with the girl that
Yeah, where she's just like, "Good luck at your audition, babe."
her numbers might go better, or she might just. It's funny because it's like I can totally picture it as like when you watch like a deranged person on TikTok who it's like, oh yeah, they got famous for doing makeup videos, and then they started claiming that they were body swapped, and now their whole TikTok is about like my life as a person who was body swapped, formerly like a body swap survivor.
Body swapped individual.
Yeah, they got 20,000 followers and had a manic episode.
Like there will be an uptick at first because it's so like curious, but like that won't be consistent.
cooked.
You basically have to change it up. Like maybe she could be nice for a couple weeks,
Yeah.
but pretty soon she's gonna have to do something else. That's gonna be more insane. Push the envelope. So yeah, maybe it is realistic that like at first, when you push the envelope, if you turn from mean to nice, that can get you a bump, but it just is not gonna last. But this is the Christian movie ending. We have to learn that. Oh, if she was just nicer all along, she would have been even more popular. But we know that's not true. We know it.
Yep.
I mean, what happens at the end? Like, how do their various goals go?
Well, it all leads to them. They have the big Glam Slam interview.
Yep.
And they also have the big Juilliard audition. And one thing we haven't mentioned yet is that earlier in the movie, Cassandra is so shy of playing in front of people that in her own bedroom, she practices guitar behind a curtain.
Yep.
Really,
That's
really
like her
pathetic.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Kooky asshole.
It's like they make her whole thing is she's kind of shy. She has stage fright, and that's like her one character trait.
Yeah. And she has it really bad. But she works on overcoming it by teaching Katie Sharp and her body how to play guitar, and they're like kind of duoing, like one of them sings, one plays guitar, the 2 gentle riffs or whatever. And it's all leading up to the moment, and they both, before they start both their interview and audition at the same exact time, it seems. They both say a little prayer. I really hope the other person, or no, they don't. They're not talking about, they're talking about themselves doing a good job.
Yeah.
But because
Yeah,
it's them as the other person, they're like, please God, I want to do right by Katie, or please God, I want to do right by Cassandra.
Exactly.
And in
Yeah.
that moment, and that genuine care for each other, God swaps them back. And then they both just kill their performances. They both do great.
God, give me the confidence to speak in front of the judges.
Dear God, miraculously give me the gift to play this guitar. I believe you can do the impossible. Please help me do this for her.
Help me do this for her, please.
Miss Sharp?
Yes.
It's crazy that God would never, seemingly has never done this with like a rich person and like a homeless person, or
Not that we
just
know of.
ended homelessness. Yeah. That's the problem. All of these quote unquote evil billionaires have actually been body swapped with homeless people.
So what you're saying
Now
is
they're
the
addicted
homeless
to the
people are the
power.
evil ones?
Yes.
Yep.
Because the power corrupts.
That power corrupts.
They're out there praying, oh God, I would just want one day for someone like Peter Thiel to walk in my shoes and see how it was. And then they swap, and now there's fucking all this Peter Thiel shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when you have that kind of
Seriously.
money, you can figure out how to not swap back. Let me tell you.
Yes, exactly. That's why he's always switching blood with kids, because
There
that's
you go. That's how you escape
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
The demigods don't know what to do.
So you're saying that like there's a homeless guy like giving money to anti-woke film festivals and
Yeah.
like podcasts and things like that.
Yes.
Based on
That's
some
what
random
happened.
element of what's going on with it that is much
That's really
more
good.
simplistic than anything you would comprehend.
That's awesome.
And somewhere out there, Peter Thiel is trapped in a homeless person's body and
Yeah.
is saying,
I'm Peter
you gotta
Thiel.
believe me,
I'm
I
Peter
body
Thiel.
swapped. It's sad, but it's true. And that's why God stopped doing that. And that's why he's focusing on meddling with teenage girls.
Yeah. Are you familiar with that internet personality?
Stakes are way lower.
Is too strong a word, but are you familiar with that person on the internet? I believe his phrase is, God entered my body, a body the same size.
No.
No, who's that?
It's like this honestly very sweet seeming, like I'm assuming schizophrenic gay man. I found out about him through I Need God in Every Moment of My Life. I'm pretty sure their title was probably like based on him because they're all like fans, but God entered into my body as a body my same size. I am Bob Hickman. He literally just like posts pictures of himself, and he has like a truck that he painted that phrase on it. And he just
Wow.
sort of does these like repetitive like dancing videos, but the whole thing is that I mean, it's self-explanatory. God entered his body like a body the same size.
Yeah.
God is hiding inside him, essentially.
Okay.
I'm quoting from his Instagram bio. So it's like that, but with teen girls.
Sorry, I was looking at the temperature.
Oh, no, that's
Of the
quite
week
all
coming
right.
up.
I was deciding whether or not to say that if I body swapped with the prettiest girl in school, I would just stay home and finger myself all day.
I hate to say that was, I was going to ask earlier if you could body swap with anybody. Who would you body swap with? And it might immediate just this. I don't mean this. It's like a word. What's the
Free association.
It's free association. My thought was I would body swap with somebody extremely hot and just stay home and fuck myself all day.
Of course.
Fair
And
enough.
what's great about it in this movie, body swap works. The body swap request is one way. There's no
See-
way in hell Katie Sharp was wishing to swap bodies with the most unpopular kid at school.
No. And an astute thing early on was Cassandra being like, I hate Katie Sharp. I want a body swap with Katie Sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a believable
that was
teen
pretty
thing
real.
for sure.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, who could I body swap with that with my own skill set that I've developed over the last 42 years, I could cause the most damage with, like almost accidentally, if I
Ooh.
swapped with that person.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like
Yeah.
a
Like
big
with
rig
barely
driver,
trying.
you just
Huh?
drive into traffic.
Yeah, sure. But like something more. That's not quite what I was thinking, but like, yeah,
Oh.
basically. Like as like if I was this politician or if I was this CEO
Oh, yeah.
or yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Or if I
like,
was the
what would I
guy
do?
or what's his name? What's the name of the guy who stars in Sorcerer? He's in Jaws too. I can't blank on his name.
Oh, I don't know his name, but he's
Yeah.
good.
Starts with an R. Rod. He's like not in movies anymore. He might
Ron
be dead.
Scheider? Rod Scheider?
Roy
Is it Ron
Scheider.
Roy
Scheider?
Scheider. Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
Jesus. I have been
don't
drinking
know.
during this podcast. Roy Scheider.
Yeah, Roy Scheider. You would.
That's
would you
why he
want-
hasn't been in movies. He's been dead
You'd
for
want to be him.
almost 20 years.
You'd want to swap bodies with the fictional character that
No.
Roy Scheider plays in
No.
Sorcerer.
No, I'm thinking of by comparison. I'm
Right. But you're just saying that's
like could I
someone who-
destroy like if I was a director of the right movie in Hollywood, could I destroy Hollywood? Like could it
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like would it be such a disaster that people were like, you know what, we need to go back to like $20 million and less movies and make
You know
a
what?
lot more of them.
You know
Yes.
who I
From
would body
Hollywood.
swap with? I would body swap with Jeffrey Epstein, but not for the reasons you're thinking. It's so I would say I would stop the pedophile ring.
Oh, that's a good.
I want to body swap with Jeffrey Epstein, wake up and text everyone in the black book, the pedophile ring is over.
Wow.
Wow.
Set them free.
Powerful.
That's so cool. It's also funny because you guys are forgetting that these people would be in your bodies while this is going
Oh
on.
no.
Because I was thinking, like,
Right.
if you swapped with Joe Biden, it might be like, whoa, he has a moment of he's like finally speaking clearly and like doing all this good
Meanwhile-
stuff. And then meanwhile, you're like, Scott, if you body swapped with him, like your wife and child are like dealing with completely senile. You've suddenly been stricken with
I'm like
end
oh,
of life Alzheimer's.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Scott, tell us the last body swap movie we watched, and you're like just telling stories about like the year 1956.
I mean, that's best case scenario. I'd be like crashing into a grocery store or something. You think
Yeah.
that guy drives? You think he can allowed to drive?
Yeah. Well,
that would be cool.
It
The
is the
president
other
should have
end
to
of it.
drive.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Who do you
if
want
you're
to
an
body
American
swap
president.
with you to improve your life? That's a better one.
ooh,
The Rizzler.
the Rizzler from the Costco guys.
Yeah.
That's cool. Everyone likes the Rizzler, so
That'd be kind of cool. Let him live a day in
yeah.
a normal
In a
person's
grown
life.
man's
Yeah,
body.
Yeah.
Um,
Or Baby Gronk or who's another one? I can't
that's
think of any more.
I don't
influencers.
know who would I want in my body to improve my life. What's
Mm-hmm.
the biggest thing? I mean, probably Jeffrey Epstein, because like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He texting us. The podcast is over. I'm ending the. He's sitting there. Well, if he was still with us, he would be like he's probably thinking about like I would end the podcast,
Yeah,
Boys Bible Study.
I think
I would swap with Kevin Sorbo. I
I
would
would
swap
let-
with David A.R. White.
I would let Braden Sorbo switch with me, so that he
Imagine?
could make me straight and make this podcast. He would turn this into a straight men's rights podcast.
Okay.
And
you also
I
wouldn't miss a beat on your workouts either.
No, that's good. And yeah, he would get my workouts up.
And he would finally find out who the one person who bought his T-shirt is.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be amazing. Oh, that would be the end of the movie moment. Like he would be like, "Oh, I fucking hate being this guy," and then he like opens one of my drawers and like finds his own shirt, and he was like, "Oh, this guy's okay after all." And meanwhile, I'm Braden. I'm just jacking off all day.
Handling Kevin Sorbo's Twitter account.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm posting. I'm just. I start doing like gay stan stuff on Kevin Sorbo's account. I'm like, listen to the new Camila Cabello album, like that. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I'd swap with Braden. That's my answer.
I'm still gonna go with somebody really hot, and I'll just masturbate.
Yeah,
They can do whatever.
I was just gonna.
I don't really
I
care.
don't know if I could say this. So I have to cut this. I was gonna say I would swap bodies with Kevin. Pardon me. I would swap bodies with Braden Sorbo and then rape myself.
Well, what would the point of that be?
I don't know. I haven't worked
You'd
that
just
out
be
yet.
fucking yourself.
I know, but we all want to do that.
Yeah, it's
Right?
true. Yeah. You wouldn't even have the memory of it.
Yeah,
That's the
again,
tricky
I'm,
part.
I'm still kind of workshopping
That's
this
why
one.
you just masturbate, because you just sit and watch in the mirror.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I feel like I'd have to
I
do
might
some
that when I
research.
get home tonight.
I'd have to do some research on who has actually like pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and like made incredible financial decisions and is gifted in that. Because I feel like anybody I ever read about is just like a nepo baby. So like
Ooh,
who
I have
like
a
who
pitch for
can
you,
like
Scott.
turn my bit of finances into like
Yes.
I come back in a week and I'm a millionaire.
wait,
Yeah.
I have a pitch for you, Scott. I think you
Okay.
should swap with Lena Dunham.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way you could use her platform to make some really cool mumblecores, and
Yes.
she could use your I haven't worked this out yet.
Okay.
Also, just really quick to what you were just saying, Julian. I do have a friend of ours in this room who
In this room,
no,
right
I'm
here?
sorry,
Oh.
a friend of everyone in this room who the first year that I was friends with him, he did ask me multiple times, I think twice, if because I was gay, I got turned on by seeing myself naked in the mirror.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, of course. There's only one person it could be.
Maybe
I have a
that's
good
the
guess.
lesson of the body
Yeah.
swap with the for the one that I want, which is just swapping with somebody hot and then watching yourself jack off, is that you ultimately will realize I don't need to do this. I can just watch myself jack off. I'll fall in.
Right.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'll accept myself as a beautiful person. Oh, it's beautiful. That's what I say as I come. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That should have happened in the movie.
What happened to this podcast?
Katie should have been like, and you're welcome, Cassandra. Now that I taught you how to look hot, you can enjoy it more when you masturbate to yourself in the mirror.
Well, they should. This is why they should have watched Persona
Right.
together.
Yeah.
It would have taught them about erotic feminine body inhabiting. You don't actually have to have sex to have a Persona moment. You can still be erotically fixated with becoming another.
Yes.
So it could still have been a Christian movie. You know.
Has there? Do you
Well-
think there's been like
Oh,
a
I would
porn
swap-
where they body swap, where they're like already having a good time and then they
Ooh.
body swap and then they just continue to have a good time?
Oh, that's a really good idea. I like that. I
think I would swap with like a low tier, very tall NBA player
Ooh, yeah.
or like overseas professional basketball player, because I think I could survive for long enough during a game just on the like sheer willpower and the height.
And excitement.
Whereas they would be able to, these guys are usually a lot more skilled than they look when you see them in an actual game. So I think that they would be able to like take my, like I would just, they could just play a bunch of pickup games in my body and like run the court, and then I'll have all the respect.
Okay.
At like the YMCA or something.
Nice.
And I'll just be like, my knees hurt too bad. I can't play after. And then at the same time, I'll get to know what it's like to like dunk on somebody.
LeBron entered my body, a body the same size.
I actually did think that
That's
at first.
the thing,
I was
is
like,
I can't swap with somebody who
what
has
if I
responsibility. Because then
I thought
Yeah.
that too, because my first thought was like, oh, what if I swapped with LeBron? And I immediately was like, oh my God, he is up to so many things. I would be so stressed out within like 2 hours.
yeah. Even just the basketball, I would just be like exposed. And it would be bad for LeBron. It would be bad for both of us because I wouldn't have a good time and he would not have a good time cleaning up my mess.
Yeah.
I would swap with the white Nigerian, Oyibe Rebel, so I could become the white Nigerian.
we come over. That's if next episode Ash is talking in a Nigerian accent.
I'm talking in Yoruba.
What has happened?
Yeah.
I would swap bodies with a random pilot and then just like scream into them like, I swapped bodies. I swapped bodies. What do I do?
That's good because the planes practically fly themselves. So.
Ooh, what if you swapped bodies with the pilot while you were flying the plane, and then you had to go into the cockpit and fly the plane?
Whoa.
But it doesn't really make any sense.
What if you swap bodies with the
kinda
pilot
resolves
and then
itself
you
pretty
like
quickly.
just jacked off into a mirror?
Do planes have the little rear view mirror?
Uh-huh.
That'd be kind of funny.
That'd be funny.
I guess since 9/11 to make sure nobody's sneaking up on them.
Right.
Yeah.
They all have that now. Thanks to the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
Well, although we're having a lot of fun, anything else to say about Switched, the Christian body swap
no.
movie? No.
There's one thing. Actually, no. I'm gonna save it for my review.
Okay.
My rating.
Yeah, let's start a love
Yeah.
revolution with our reviews.
Let's start a love revolution.
Leading with love, that's sort of the theme of this movie. It's very light on the Christian message. Basically, it's just saying prayer works, and you need to lead with love. You need to set an example of love in your social life.
And God is magical, and the prayers are wishes.
Right. I think that's the main theme of this film. I say we've had a great time talking about this film. More than that, just sort of speculating about who we would switch bodies with. What is the official Boys Bible Study rating of Switched? What is it?
I'm gonna give this. Geez, I don't know if this is exactly how many were featured on screen, but I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5 Ziploc baggies full of milk because there's a very strange, recurring thing throughout this film of a science experiment involving Ziploc baggies full of milk.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just bizarre. It was bizarre to hear the word milk over and over again in this film.
Yeah. Another just sort of like half thought out premise.
Milk is not a movie word. You don't want to be saying that word in your film.
What about the movie Milk?
No.
That was okay because he was gay.
Okay.
We can't criticize that.
I also loved the Stinky Milk, as did the Big Agency. They loved the Stinky Milk prank. They loved that about Katie Sharp. I am going to give this 100 out of 100 smiley face emojis on screen. I loved the multiple shots of emojis floating up on screen. I feel like I must have seen that in a movie before, but not as much as it makes sense to in this digital, the social era age.
They did, yeah. They did a good job inventing that. They did this filmic technique where when everyone was laughing at the girls, they put up like all these laughing emojis on the screen as well.
So strange.
To sort of show how it feels.
It's fucking After Effects plug-in ass movie.
It's good. I liked it.
Pretty
Body
funny.
swapping. I'll take it.
Hell yeah. I also really like this movie. I thought it was perfect in every single way. I wrote in my notes just random things I didn't get to talk about. I wrote Three Angels vibes, our favorite filmmakers, Three Angels, because the brother always calls her sis. They call each other bro and sis all the time, which is something that the Three Angels do. Like he's always like, get in the car, sis. Which, yeah, more. Hopefully we'll do a Three Angels episode in the future.
Yeah, when the film comes out,
Yeah.
Yes,
to do an entire
eventually.
retrospective.
Yeah, we should do a 6-hour long episode on it. But I have to give this film 4.5 out of 4.5 million subscribers. Because not only is that how much Katie Sharp has on her The Social account, that's how much Boys Bible Study has after we are adding Katie as the fourth mic. And by the way, it's called Girls Bible Study now. And we're thinking this will go up with our analytics. So get used to it.
Yes.
We're going to be mean. We're going to be meaner now. Ooh, we're going to be so nasty.
We're doing
If
pranks
there's
now.
anything
We're
have...
pranking teenagers now.
We're doing Christian pranks.
Yeah. We have been nothing if not nice to teenage girls
I know.
in all of our reviews
know.
of films about them or films made by them.
Made by them. And also, I love the idea that like we still are. I genuinely think like the most fair and nice like Christian movie review podcast. Even though we did just recently do about 3 episodes in a row where we said that like Tim Che was incapable of complex thought. we like,
But we love that about him.
He's a grown
That's
man.
not an insult.
but we love that about.
We
that's-
also called
that's
him
the thing.
closeted.
I'm pretty sure we did. I have, a big apology as well. God, I wish.
Yeah, you get bodied.
I wish I could walk a mile in Tim Che's shoes.
Don't say it.
Well,
Ash?
Would you body swap with Tim Che?
Yeah.
what would Tim
You got to
Che-
start talking about
Oh God!
Oh, yeah.
I hate sports so
yeah.
much.
You know, the NFL season starts this Sunday.
Oh.
Ash. Yeah. No.
Well,
Ripping my throat out.
well, this was the official Boys Bible Study review of Switched. Thank you very much for joining us. If it's your first time here, if you swapped into the Life of a Boys Bible Study listener,
God help you.
God help you. We suggest you go to boysbiblestudy.com, listen to our free episodes. If you really like what we do, you want new Boys Bible Study content every single week, patreon.com/Boys Bible Study. Please subscribe. Many of you have already. We thank you for it, especially our patron saints at the $20 tier, who we shout out on all of our episodes. Nicole, Marissa, Jeff, Rhett, and Mark. Thank you very much. You're beautiful just the way you are. Our outro music is Oh My God by Mary. On behalf of all of us here at Boys Bible Study, myself, Julian, my co-hosts, Ash and Scott, we would like to say, peace be with you.
And also with you. This is Ash. Picked up this accent
I did.
in London.
I am going to be like the kid in your elementary school who spoke with a British accent because he went on vacation there once.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I feel your love in me, it's coming from within. Oh my God, my devotion is so unwavering. Divine emotions when you enter me. Every day you take